over my life, all over my life, all over my life, all over my life, all over my life. It's running all over me, yeah, all over my life.
Listen, I trust that you are feeling the vibration, and I trust that wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this inspiration, that you are declaring for yourself that you see the evidence of God's goodness all over your life. I trust that you are remembering how powerful your words are. And so the importance of declaring and speaking of only that which you wish to experience. And that's why our writer for this month, Veronica Walker Douglas, says, be optimistic. Because remember how our conscious mind operates is it catches these ideas, and the ideas that are caught in our thinking mind are then either accepted or rejected, and whatever is accepted or rejected is recorded in our subconscious mind, and whatever is recorded in our subconscious mind plays out in our life, in our world, and our fears. So when you are bold enough to declare, I see the evidence of God's goodness all over my life, that's a belief system that you're planting from that thought and that word that you're speaking. And the more you can affirm that, the more you can accept that as your truth, is the more it becomes cemented in you. It's like a muscle that you work. It's like something that you do over and over and over and over again. It becomes you. It becomes a natural part of you. And so your subconscious mind, which is just a tape recorder, just records it and plays it back to you. Plays it back to you in your life, in your world, and in your fears. And what I want to be playing back to me is optimism. The evidence of God's goodness all over my life. I want that to be playing back to me consistently. And so, I'm inviting you. Don't just sit there and watch, declare it for yourself. Because remember, the words that you speak does not return to you void, but accomplishes that which you sent them to do. So, declare, come on, I see the evidence of God's goodness all over my life. All over my life. Come on, all over my life. All over my life. I see your promises being fulfilled. Your promises being fulfilled all over my life. Today, right now, all over my life. Come on, I see the evidence of your goodness. I see all over my life. All over my life. From the top of my head, soles of my feet. Come on. Hey. In fulfillment all over my life. Yes. Speak the word. Yes. Speak the word. Speak the word.
It's falling like a lot of rain. See the promises and fulfill
All over my life.
God is not a man that he
Yeah, I see. Come on. All over my life. Hey. I see your promises
the
being fulfilled.
promises in fulfillment all over my head.
You see, Mary Lou Retton is quoted as saying, optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you. I believe that. I believe that you draw to you who you are. You draw to you the experiences by right of your thinking and awareness, by right of where you give your attention and focus and energy. And so Mary Lou Retton is correct, as written by Veronica Walker Douglas. And it's important. That is why we're so interested in staying optimistic, in seeing the glass as half full versus half empty. Because in that way you train your mind and you train yourself to look for the good. And that's what we do as real Christians, real truth students, real metaphysicians. Meta meaning beyond, physical. So we are saying we look beyond what is appearing, because not every time what is appearing is labeled as good. But we look beyond that is appearing to see the evidence of God's goodness. That is our faith faculty being activated. Mean faith, remember, is the evidence of things not seen, the substance. And so we look beyond what is physically appearing to that substance, to that faith faculty, which stands under everything until it appears. So the promises that God gave you, remember, you know what those promises are? We know what those promises are. Come that you might have life, have it more abundantly. The promises of the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The promises that I go to prepare a place for you. The promises in Psalm 23. The promises in Jeremiah 29:11. All of those promises are there. And you are saying, I see those promises in fulfillment. So that situation in your life where it seems that there's not enough finances to cover whatever it is that's happening, start to declare, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life. That financial matter, just say, okay, God, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life. I see your promises that will never leave me nor forsake me all over my life. I love it. Come on. Speak the word, take out your work, your purse, your wallet, your bank statement, whatever. I see the evidence of your goodness. I see your supply demonstrating all over my life, all over my life, all over this situation. I see your promises. There's nothing that I could want. All over my life, all over my life. Now, let's take it to another place. That issue of health, whatever it is, that issue of health that is coming up for you, or coming up for someone that you know or someone that you love. Right now, just start to see the evidence, see the person or the situation or the body part or whatever it is as perfect, whole and complete. Because remember, first and foremost, we're spiritual beings. And as spiritual beings, made in and after the image and likeness of God, at the core of us, we are perfect, whole and complete. So start to declare, come on, right now for your health, and somebody says, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life. All over my life. I see your promises being fulfilled, like the woman who touched the hem of his garment. Come on, all over. Hey, all over. I see the evidence of God's miracles, perfect outpicturing. All over my life, God, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, I see your promises in fulfillment. All over my life. All over my life. Nice. Let's now go to our emotions. Or mental emotional state. There may be somewhere that there is turmoil happening. There may be somewhere where it's just emotionally a lot, overwhelming. And know that you're never alone. And if we could just but turn our attention and energy from whatever is emotionally going on in front of us to resting and having our peace in the power and presence of God. And watch what happens. So emotionally, mentally, wherever you are, just begin from now to see it working out perfectly and in divine order. Seeing love just wash over it. Come on, I see the evidence of your goodness. All over my life. All over my life. I see your promises. Thou will never leave me nor forsake me.
I see the promises fulfilled.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. I see
the evidence of your good.
all over my life.
All over my life.
I see your promises in fulfillment. Come on.
I see the promises in fulfillment. All over my life. All over my life.
So, Veronica says, on this journey of life, faith paves the way, paves the path on the road to look up and keep moving. When we continue to look up and keep moving, we will discover that the universe is always working magic on our behalf with confirmation in the form of energetic winks, gestures of high fives, and thumbs up of approval. We trust and expect the continuous orchestration of good things and good people moving on our behalf. I love that. The orchestration of good things and good people moving on our behalf. Everything is working together for my highest good, and not only my highest good, but the highest good of all of those concerned. And because of that is why I can say I see the evidence, because everything is working together. There is divine order in everything, and there is good in everything, because God is in everything, and God is all that there is. And if God is all that there is, good is all that there is. Regardless of what seems to be shown, or regardless of what I've labeled what seems to be showing up. We are easily guided to real-time experiences of being in divine connection with perfect timing. Everywhere we go, we encounter excitement and experiences of things always going well and unfolding for the highest good of all involved. So, she invites us to affirm with optimism. I am filled with hope and positive expectation. I am filled with hope and positive expectation. Go day to day. I am filled with hope and positive expectation. Before that meeting, I am filled with hope and positive expectation. Before that conversation, I'm filled with hope and positive expectation. Before paying that bill, I'm filled with hope and positive expectation. Before that appointment, I'm filled with positive expectation. Before whatever it is, I'm filled with hope and positive expectation. I appreciate all that is eagerly, and I appreciate all that is. And all that is, and eagerly anticipate and navigate to that which brings me satisfaction and the greatest joy. And we can do that because we are reminded in Psalm 51 verse 5 that you, God, are my confidence. That is why we don't apologize for saying we see the evidence of God's goodness. We are not apologizing for saying we see God's promises in fulfillment. Even in the midst of any turmoil, we are still seeing good and seeing God. Because that's what Jesus did. Jesus didn't run away and say, oh God, this is too much. This is too much. I ain't doing this anymore. I quit. I give up. Nope. Jesus kept back to the truth. The Father and I are one. All the time. Going back to the secret place, to the silence, into prayer and meditation. Going back into the garden, going back to pray, going back to get his instructions from a higher place and a higher power, as opposed to relying on his disciples who fell asleep when he went to pray with them. Or, in the case that we all know, who betrayed him, who ran away when they asked, you know, you were certainly with this man. We saw you. No, not me. But Jesus wasn't relying on these physical people, just like how you and I sometimes cannot rely on physical people. We have to keep our focus on the presence and power of God, that presence and power and that energy that is inside of each one of us that we have access to. How do you do that? Becoming still and just saying, I see your evidence, God. In fulfillment all over my life. Come on, I see everything I touch turns to gold. Everything I touch turns to gold. Everything I touch turns to gold. Every body part is working and in harmony. Every relationship is expressing divine love. I am happy. I am grateful. I see your promises.
I see the evidence of the good.
All over my life.
Oh my God, He's intentional. I see. All over my life. All over my life. Yeah.
I see the evidence.
All over my life. All over my life. All things are working, yeah. All over my life. Oh, they're all over my life.
Now listen, somebody might be saying, yes, Conroy, that's easy for you to say, but what if you don't really see the evidence? What if what I am walking through at this moment seems so much and seems so overwhelming that it's hard to see anything but what is happening? And I say, yes, I hear you. But the truth is that allowing yourself to stay in that place of depression or thinking about what is, as in what is happening now, doesn't change the situation. It doesn't provide a solution. It doesn't provide any opportunities for anything but more of what you are seeing. Because remember, that which you give your energy and attention to increases and multiplies. So you have to be able to remember that no problem can be solved on the level of the problem. You have to lift up your eyes to the hills from whence cometh your help. What does that mean? Lift your attention, lift your gaze from what is before you to a higher place of thinking, what is possible. That is why optimism, being optimistic, is so important. The definition of optimistic according to the dictionary is about looking towards something positive in the future. But the only way you can begin to see and think of what is something positive in the future is if in the moment you can lift your attention from what is to the possibilities of something else that could be occurring. Now what that does is the minute you lift up your eyes to the hills, the minute you lift your attention from the seeming problem to what is possible, then you start to see other things. You start to become open to other possibilities. The more open you are to the possibilities, the more it can be a possibility for you in your life, world, and affairs now. But the possibilities could just flow past you, not because they don't exist, and not because they're not available to you, but because that's not where your focus and attention is. How many times you would have been walking with somebody or driving with somebody and they said to you, you saw that? You said, no, what was it? You didn't see that? They said, no. Didn't you see when the man did so-and-so or the woman did so-and-so? No, you didn't see it because it was not part of your awareness. It wasn't where your thinking was at. It was not part of your consciousness. It was not part, it didn't have your attention. Right? The person who saw it for a reason because it's a part of their awareness. This is why you must saturate your mind and saturate yourself with the goodness. Saturate yourself with what you're expecting. Saturate yourself with what you want to happen, despite what is happening now, so that as you hold on to those thoughts, those positive thoughts, as you are optimistic, your conscious mind sends this message of optimism that yes, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I'm wanting. Your subconscious mind says your wish is my command, and it records it. And then your body plays out what your subconscious mind records, and you live your happy, healthy, and prosperous life. So, you should be saying, I see the evidence of your goodness. You should be typing it into the chat. You should be recording it as a screensaver. You should be saving the song as your voice note. It should be your ringtone. It should be everything you do. I see the evidence.
I see the evidence of your goodness.
All over.
All over my life. All over my life.
I see your promises.
I see the promises in fulfillment.
All over.
All over my life.
Hey.
All over my life.
I see the evidence.
I see the evidence of your good every day. All over my life. Every day when I wake up and when I lay down at night, I see the promises. God never lies, no, no, no. All over my life. Can we do it one more time? I see the evidence. I see the evidence. I see the promises. They're all over my life. They're all over my life.
So, as we go forth today, I leave you with one of two affirmations. You can choose which one works for you. Catherine Ponder says it like this. Today, specifically, I expect and give thanks for lavish abundance. Today, specifically, I expect and give lavish. I expect to receive and I give thanks for lavish abundance. Or, you could just be walking around singing, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life. I see your promises in fulfillment all over my life. And just walk through your house and bless everything. Walk through your work and bless everything. Seeing the evidence of God's goodness all over your life. Walk through your bank account and bless everything. Walk through your relationships and bless everything. Walk through your body and bless everything. Walk through your social friend circle and bless everything. Walk through your job and bless everything. Just walk through everything and bless everything and say, I see the evidence of goodness all over my life. I see your promises in fulfillment all over my life. That's what I'm saying. Bless everything.
All over my life. I see the promises in fulfillment. All over my life. All over my life.
So we're seeing the light of God surrounding you. We're seeing the love of God enfolding you. We're seeing the power of God protecting you. We're seeing the presence of God watching over you. We're seeing that wherever you are, that God is, and we're seeing that all is well, as the evidence of God's goodness washes over your entire life, and God's promises are now fulfilled in, through, and as you. Thank you so much for joining us today for this Noonday Experience. Join us tomorrow and the rest of the days, and join us on Sunday as we kick off our annual makeover series, Adventure in 2022, when we're talking about breaking through into your brilliance, living that life that God ordained for you from day one. My name is Conroy Wilson. You're at the Universal Center Truth for Better Living, and we want to say thank you so much to the entire team, the missions, crew, and the singer. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I see the evidence.
I see.